Afternoon, Hardcore Bully fam. Today we talk about 5 reasons to get an American Bully. Actually, you can see one right now. This is actually number 3. The look, just the look of it is amazing. She don't want to cooperate now. But look, the pure muscleness, the bulliness of it, the bigger pit bull, bulkier pit bull look of it. Stand up, girl. Stand up. Stand up. Just the look of it. Look at this dog. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That's this. She don't want to cooperate. That's this. Come on, I'll stand up with you. That's the first reason to look. Now they have merles, they have tricolors, they have tri-ball I like. But as long as you got a real bully, sit, alright, sit. As long as you got a real bully, it's gonna be impressive. Sit. The number 2 is the temperament. They're just so eager to please. Late 1980s, 1990s. First I can remember, I trace it back to Gotti. You can go look that dog up. But they started breeding pit bulls, Staffordshire Terrier. They start breeding them with better temperament and the bullier dogs. They start breeding them together. And that's what their whole thing was about, was to get a pit bull type of a look with a better temperament and a little bit more of the pit bull traits that we like, the big head, the bulkiness. So with that, we got the good temperament. That's why I say if you're a good breeder, the dog can look real good, but if you don't have a good temperament, you're still missing the mark. She don't want to sit in the sun. But if your dog's got a good temperament, good build, good bully, it don't matter what color it is. But the look is the main thing for it. Temperament is number 2. Number 3 is companionship. I don't know of any more of a better companion dog. Come on, girl. If you're just a single person that wants a dog, I don't know what other kind of dog is a better fit for you than an American Bully. With the temperament being such a temperament that wants to please, it's real good for them to be good companions and for you to get a good relationship with them. Come on, girl. Come here, Roxy. She'd rather sit over there in the shade, but I'm calling her, so she's coming. These are just good dogs. People that have PTSD, people that need service dogs, I really think we need to look at the American Bully because it's the perfect temperament of a dog. It's got a look that'll make people kind of leave you alone. And it's in the companionship you can't beat. So temperament, the look, and the family dog part of it, the companionship part of it, can't be beat. It's one of the greatest family dogs you can get. This dog is a pocket bully. You could have that dog in an apartment. Come on, girl. Stay over here. You can have that dog in an apartment. You can have the dog. She can get in the car with you and ride everywhere you go. It's not going to take up too much room. So another one is there is a class of bully for every lifestyle. If you ain't a subscriber, right quick, hit that subscribe button. I'm just wandering on. I haven't talked to you. Hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the like button. That'll help me out, man. Share this video. Drop a comment. It helps the algorithm. I'm just going to say that for a second and we're going to go on. And when I say it's a class for every lifestyle, if you want a big yard dog, you can't get a pocket. She's not going to do good outside on a chain. But if you You can get a standard. I can bring Creed over here later, and I'll show you. You can get a standard bully, and it'll show you he'll still have the size and be able to run, and maybe even be put on a chain out in the back. But I don't suggest putting American Bully on any chain. And for one, they're too expensive of a dog for that. Some of them have breathing problems where they can't be out in the heat like that. So I just wouldn't say put them on a chain. But if you was going to have a yard dog, the closest to it is an XL Bully. Right under that, I would say a standard bully. Anything that's an extreme bully is going to have a muzzle that can't be outside like that. Most extreme bullies have to be house dogs. That is a good note to keep. You're just no way around it. They're not even going to do real good in the kennel. Most extreme bullies have to be inside dogs. There's a surgery that they can have that can adjust their breathing where they can be more of an outside dog. But most extreme bullies have to be house dogs. Come on, girl. She has a long enough muzzle. See, that's 2-finger muzzle. She has a long enough muzzle. And what I try to look for is that type of a look, so they don't have breathing problems like that. But you see, she still pants. That's just part of the American Bully. Real quick, the classes: Pocket, Classic, Standard, XL Bully, are the official classes. Outside of that, XXL, Extreme, Exotic, which are all looks. They are not classes, they are looks. Somebody says something is exotic, it doesn't mean that's a class, that's a look. Something made it exotic. Dog, try Roxy, that she's got the colors of a Rottweiler. A try, so she's exotic just because of those colors on a 12-inch, 12 to 13-inch frame. That's under what a pocket should be. And she doesn't have a regular tail, she has a curl tail. Makes her exotic. Chucky is shorter than what a male pocket bully should be. He's automatically exotic. He doesn't have a full tail, he got a shorter tail. He's exotic. So as soon as you get under the threshold of the last class, which is pocket, as soon as you get under that threshold, or you get over the threshold of the XL bully, then you start to be in a look category instead of a class category. Which is why when you go to the dog show, until the dog's a year old, all the pups are considered standard. That's a little bit on the classes. So with explaining it, I'm trying to explain the lifestyle. Now, exotic dogs going to be smaller than the classes, and that's going to mean it's going to be not an athletic dog to be, doing too much. I have an exotic over here. I throw that ball, she going to take off just as fast as anybody else in the yard. I keep my exotics, all of my exotics run. But the majority of the exotics, they got little wagons and people who pull them around, they're little micros. So if your lifestyle is on the couch, or you have a home office or something like that, that's a perfect situation for you. This pocket bully is a nice size where she can still do athletic stuff. She'll get on the flirt pole and exercise just as hard as my standard bully will. And she'll walk everywhere with me. She's my hangout dog. When she gets out of the kennel, she would rather be with me than out wandering around. That's another thing that you look for when you're going to get your puppy. You don't look for the puppy that's wandering off from the pack by itself. You look for the one that's coming to you. There really should be one tugging on your pant leg. That's really the first one you should start looking at. The one that comes to you like that, start looking at him, see have his confirmation look. Most of the time you can't tell on a bully, but you can tell how wide it's going to be. You can tell that as a puppy. And you might not be able to see if it's got a high rear, but you can tell if it's got a roach back, As extreme dogs have more of a burrow chest, is the reason they call them extreme. Some of them, the chest is dragging the ground. Well, like I say, all of those dogs are going to have to be house dogs. They can't. I've seen extreme dogs at the dog show where they can get the dog out of the kennel, take him to the ring, let the judge do all they show him, and they got to get him back over there, sit him down, start cooling him off. I've seen that. And that dog will win the show. You know, if you're apartment type of guy, you sit around TV type of guy, you can get a smaller class of a bully and do that. Pocket is the smallest official class, but they're also micro and exotic, or exotic. Some people say micro exotic. I think that's kind of crazy. It's actually exotic. It can be micro without being exotic. Like I say, the last official class is pocket. Creed is a standard American bully. Now, when they started to make the bully, like I said, they were trying to make a more bulkier pit bull with more muscle, more wider, and more of a better temperament that they can control. So when you get to the standard size, classic size is really, you know, just a bigger pit bull. The standard size and the classic size bully are the exact same measurements. It's just that the standard size bully is more bulkier than the classic. They have the same measurements, 17 to 20 inches. But it's just that the classic is a little thinner than the standard. If you see a standard, you know what, he's bulkier. He's bulkier. So anyway, the standard class to me is the best class that shows a bulkier pit bull. So if that's your style, that's the lifestyle you've had before, and you want a pit bull type dog, then I would say you need a standard to be a standard or a classic to be, so that you'll be satisfied. You need a standard or a classic because he can do everything a pit bull did and better, and he looks better, and he got a way better temper. You don't got to worry about him flipping out. He's got a good temperament. He's steady. So if you like pit bulls and you like the muscleness, tongue wagging while they running and all of that, man, that's a pit bull type stuff. Jump up on a spring pole and hang there and get on the flirt pole and run and jump and all that. That's, you need, I would say, standard. Now, Black Widow is a pocket. Come here, Black Widow. Come here. She's a pocket now. She loved that flirt pole. She will get out there and get it, huh, baby? She will do that flirt pole. But Creed is just, now she is made for it too. I can't even say that. But Creed is the most impressive you'll have. If you're gonna have one dog. Now her, you could have 3 or 4 of these dogs. Creed, I wouldn't say have 3 or 4 standards. All right, go back to chilling. You want to kiss and everything. Go back to chilling, girl. Good girl. I gotta pay some attention. Now, back in the day, I'd have pit bulls, female pit bulls, and they would be close to me like this. But you would have to worry, and I'm not trying to knock pit bull breeders, but I'm saying, my personal, you still have to worry about the pit bull around your kid, because they mess around and get jealous of the kid, or the kid getting more of your time than them. You got a problem. So I was a pit bull man my whole life. Even in the Army, I had a pit bull. Even for field artillery, I had a pit bull, a black one like this. But when my daughter was born, when my son was born, I didn't even want to chance it no more, and I just didn't have a dog for years. Because I like pit bulls. I don't like fluffy dogs. I like muscles and dogs, you know. So I didn't have a pit bull. I stopped having dogs for 4 or 5 years maybe. I tried to buy the kids a dog. She just slobbered all over me. Sit. I tried to buy the dogs a little German Shepherd, but the dog was so inbred. He just was a crazy dog. Came free. You know, those dogs are not smart. You get a bunch of inbred dogs, mutts, and they're free. Those dogs are not going to be smart. These dogs, I picked the litter and got the best of the best, to breed to the best of the best, to have all the best qualities of this, to double up on qualities I've seen in their parents. This is a whole mathematical thing we doing. When you get a mutt, they didn't do no math. All the math they did is 1 + 1. Other math they didn't do. We did all the math when I do this breeding. After my kids was born, I didn't even chance it. I left the pit bulls alone. I bought them a dog, that inbred German Shepherd. He just jumped. He would not stop jumping. You couldn't do anything. You would not train that dog to just walk with you. He was inbred. He was not pedigreed, and he just would not get right. He can't get right. I don't know what I named the dog. One time I was looking out the window, the dog was barking and just going crazy. I looked out the window, the dog was barking on a piece of paper. That's when I gave up on that dog. So, when I came across the American Bully, it was a godsend for me. And I came across one where my cousin had one in his front yard. I went by there, and he had one tied up in the front porch. And I knew it was a bully. So I went there, talked to him, and I ended up buying this bully for $400. My first bully I bought. And not knowing all the flaws that she had in her and everything, I just wanted a bully. So that was my first experience. The next experience, we bought this house, and an XL bully came over here, just wandered up on an XL bully and bred with her, which you cannot do. That's two types. There's the classes, pocket, classic, standard, XL, and then micro is under those classes. I bred the XL to the one under the class and made some nice sized pockets. There was some exotics in there too, though. It was so the litter was inconsistent, but the dogs were nice. Every color dog, and they all were straight, real nice dogs. But it was just on a humbug. It was a blessing. I didn't know anything about this. I tried to run that dog off. He just ended up staying. Come to find out, when I found his owner, the dog was a pedigreed, paper registered bully. So that's how I really got to looking at it. So I've owned every class of bully except for extreme and XXL. This XL bully I had, he would walk around with my wife, and you better not touch him. He would walk around with everybody, you better not touch him. But for some reason, he didn't like kids. When kids come out to go to the bus stop, he go crazy. So you never know, because he's such a massive dog, he could hurt somebody if he wanted to. So that's where the last thing is. The more pit bull it looks, the more pit bull is in it, period. Now, if Creed is pit bull look, but he has overshadowed by so much good genetics that it's not that. But the more bony or linky, Creed never had a linky stage like pit bulls. That's what I'm saying. The more like it's a pit bull, the more pit bull is in it, and that's the more temperament you're gonna have. So that's what we're breeding away from. I have the dog that don't have a good temperament on my program, I'm not breeding. And that's how we get that out of the breed. The smaller the dog, the more complicated it gets in breeding. I have Chucky, he's a little shorter than her. He can't breed with a natural. He tried. He just can't get it naturally. So we have to do an AI with him. Now, from any other dog that's a little bit bigger, classic size or nice size pocket, a regular size male pocket, which is 14 to 17 inches, he could have bred her naturally probably. That's what I'm looking for. But still, a lot of people still do AIs. Now, once you do the AI, it's probably going to be a situation where you need to do a C-section too, because you probably won't be able to have the puppies natural. So now you got to mark the dates and be very vocal with your veterinarian to keep things on time. It's going to take a few tests to make sure they get the right date that you can get in and get the C-section done. But the higher class you get, the more you don't have any problems. So I'm trying to explain that to you to say that if you're the type of person that you're saying, man, what are you talking about artificial insemination? I'm telling you now, don't go get a micro or an exotic bully, because you don't understand what's going on with this. Because the bad part is you could get a female micro bully, she gets pregnant, and you don't understand that she cannot pass these puppies. So you don't go get the C-section done. You don't know nothing about a C-section. You ain't never been to a veterinary. And she don't get a C-section, she'll sit there and suffer and push and suffer and die because you are ignorant. So I'm telling you now, that's not the class for you if you're not this type of person. Even though it's a cute dog and everything, if you want a micro and you don't want any problems, then you're gonna have to go get it spayed and neutered as soon as you get it. Because other than that, you're gonna have that responsibility. So just don't get a female, get a male if you're going to get an exotic and you don't want to worry about breeding it off. Now, if you get a male, you can study him out, so you may have, made a better business decision anyway. Excuse me. But I'm explaining that to you so I can explain the classes as related to the lifestyle. After you get past micro and exotic bully, you pretty much can breed normally. But with Black Widow, Roxy here being on such a small scale of the pocket, I'm still going to get a C-section just to be sure. And what you do is you go and get a sonogram, ultrasound, whichever, and they will be able to measure the puppy's heads on the inside. And if they can measure those heads and they measure the female, her tubes, to make sure that those heads can pass through. If those heads are small to pass through, they'll let you know you don't need a C-section. But if those heads are big enough, you're gonna have to have a C-section. So you're gonna have to have an ultrasound or sonogram. I just did that with Roxy to make sure she wasn't pregnant. That was $86. So that gives you an idea. When we did the AI, we needed a progesterone test to know what time to do the AI. So we did 4 AIs, we did 4 AIs every other day, thinking that I was in the window, and I guess we still missed because we didn't do progesterone tests. The progesterone tests themselves are about $72 to get your stud semen analyzed to even see if he's going to take. That's about $70. So so she goes into a heat cycle. I want to set up the AI. So now I got to go to the vet and see what a progesterone level is. Maybe it's at a 3. Okay, it's too low. So you come back, you take another one. It could take you in this process up to 3 to 4 progesterone tests to time this correctly of when to do the AI. The veterinarian will charge you $75, $80 to do the semen collection of the stud and then do the AI. They want to do that on site because the semen deteriorates quickly. You don't want to do it at the house and then take it up there. It might not work. So they'll charge you for that and they'll do all that there. So what I'm saying is, if you are not the type of person that wants to do any of that, you can't get a micro or exotic. You're going to have to get pocket bully on up. But it's more, if it's about money, it's more lucrative that lower size. And that's structure. I'm talking classes, looks, before I even start talking colors. Which the main thing right now was the merle color. Everybody wants a merle. My program, I am just starting with this camp, so I don't want to introduce merle at right now because the genetics are not strong enough, I think, for my club yet. So I'm gonna wait. But other than that, I think we're gonna be okay. Down the line, we're gonna breed Creed. I'm getting ready to do a pup back deal to 3 people for King Creed. Well, I want one merle, I want a tri-ball, and I want a nice looking standard. I don't care what color she is, but I want a merle and a tri-ball and a nice looking standard. And I'll do a pup back deal with a small fee for King Creed. And get him some production on the ground. So we're gonna do that here shortly. So be looking out. These are not working dogs. These are not German Shepherds. These are not Great Danes. These are show companion dogs. I had one that I sold to a guy with PTSD, and it was a perfect fit for him. They are perfect together. I want you to look at that. That's a nice dog, though. But the companionship, the temperament, the eagerness to please, make it the best family dog. Easily trained. I have never seen a breed of dog that I can kennel train quicker than an American Bully. But hey, if you haven't got an American Bully yet, start looking around. First thing you should do, subscribe to this channel. You're gonna get a lot of information on American Bullies. You're gonna see some American Bullies come through. I've just put a deposit on my next addition to the camp. A lilac pocket bully from Creed's dad with another female that's nice. I got the pick of the litter. She's nice. She's a week old. Hey, she'll be ready October 17th or so. So that's the next edition coming to the fam. You can go check the community page, check some of the shorts. You'll see that. Like Widow, get up on cue. Hey, I don't know if you know yet, but hey, turn around, man. Turn around, show it to him, baby. You need to get you something hard cut, man. You know what I'm saying? It's on.